Hello, Oscillator Sync here, and welcome to another video where we're taking a look at the synthesis engine that sits behind and at the heart of the Vermona DRM1 Mk.iii analog drum synthesizer. Now I've got to admit, this was the one I was looking forward to the most, because we're going to take a look at the snare. Now, don't get me wrong, everything on this drum synthesizer sounds great, and the kick in particular is such a powerhouse that Vermona have basically issued it as a separate product. But for me, the snare is just so exciting on this unit. So let's take a look at the sounds. We're going to start somewhere quite boring, actually. Okay, so that's not particularly interesting right at the moment. But let's talk about how the synthesis on the snare works. So it's made up of kind of three sound sources and then a filter. So we have a noise source, which is here. And this gives us the volume of the noise. And then we've got the decay for the noise here. So we can have it super snappy. Or longer like that. Okay, so moving along, we've also got an attack, which is just like the attack on all of the other channels above here, which is just that needle impulse at the front of the note. I think it's a bit longer on the snare than it is on the kick and than the other channels. Actually, it seems to last a bit longer. Okay, so that on its own isn't super exciting. But what we also have here on the snare is a filter section with resonance. And it's when you start building stuff around the filter section that you really start to get the exciting sounds starting to happen. So the filter, I think, is a high-pass filter. So it's a resonant high-pass filter, because if we turn it down, we're getting more bottom end rather than any less top end. But let's start to introduce the resonance a little bit. The resonance gets really tight and almost not quite self-oscillating, but adding that tonal part to the snare drum real quickly. What you'll notice is that the filter isn't actually having any effect on the noise. It's just really happening on the attack here. So you can get quite a lot of bottom end out of it. Okay, so I know what you're thinking, that's all very well and good, but it's not necessarily the most exciting snare drum sound that you've ever heard. But it's when we get to these last two notes here that things get really, really exciting. I'm just going to stop the pattern for a second to explain what's going on here. So these are marked reverb and decay R, or decay reverb. This is not reverb in the traditional sense, in that it's not either being emulated physically using springs or plates. It's not being emulated digitally using algorithms. Rather, what we've got here is a shaped noise source that gets mixed in with everything else. Now, it sounds really primitive, but the sounds that it generates sonically are like nothing else, really, I don't think. So let's start bringing in some of the reverb. Now, given how this reverb is being generated, it's surprisingly convincing, isn't it? I mean, you know, deep listening isn't going to convince you that's actually in a room, but still, that's cool. But what's really interesting about the reverb is that it too, like the attack, is actually affected by the filter. So we can take the noise away out. We've got this because we've got the filter self-resonating. The filter knob can change the character of the snare so quickly. It's really big and punchy. Give it a bit of resonance. And kind of get those sort of sonar blips in if we take out the noise in the attack. Almost like sonar blips. So much bottom end in this snare when you want it. That's like you could double that with a kick drum. Just sound massive. Oh. And that's fine. Other drum machines will be happy with that. But Vermona can do this. This is something that happens on quite a lot of the channels, is when you start to max stuff out, weird stuff happens. Oh man. Ah. Just superb. It kind of can't do 808 and 909 snares, and I just couldn't care less because 808s and 909s can't do that. Just incredible scenes. I love the snare channel on this thing so much, and so much of it is the interaction between the reverb and the filter, just defining the tonality of the snare drum. Awesome. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that and learned some new stuff about the snare channel and heard some sounds that inspired you, because every time I use this snare channel it inspires me. Please do like the video if you enjoyed it, and drop me a comment below, and obviously subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the other videos that I've got coming out on the Vermona DRM-1 Mk.iii. Again, thank you so much, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.